Mr. President, as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who came to the National Assembly in 2007, about 11 years ago, Mr. President, I am particularly very unhappy, and my privilege was abused by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, last week. Mr. President, last week, the President in the presidential villa, while addressing a delegation of the Buhari campaign organization, and this was televised in Channels newspaper and, Channels TV and AIT, and I have a copy here to tender before the Senate. Mr. President, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in his address, said he doesn't know what we are doing in the National Assembly. He said that some of us have been in the National Assembly for over 10 years, and we have nothing to show for it. And I felt this statement, Mr. President, is not only unpresidential, but it's an assault on my person and the institution of the National Assembly, where I am proudly a member. Mr. President, such derogatory statements and insult on the National Assembly should not be allowed to go unnoticed. Mr. President, I am very proud to be a member of the National Assembly. I have been for the past 11 years. And Mr. President, for the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to so speak in low tunes about the National Assembly of Nigeria, I begin to ask myself, Mr. President, if Donald Trump will address the Congress or the Senate of the United States of America in like manner. One then begin not to wonder why we will summon the IG and he will refuse to come. One then refuse, we are not surprised why Director Generals of parastatals and heads of agencies will refuse to honor summons of the National Assembly, because the body language and the statement of the President is already demeaning the integrity of the National Assembly. Mr. President, I feel I should bring this to the notice of this Senate, and not just bringing it to the notice of the Senate. The occasion where the President made this statement was the delegation of the Buhari campaign organization led by the Controller General of Customs. Mr. President, Controller General of Customs is a rank, and Customs is a paramilitary organization. And if the Controller General of Customs will be leading Buhari campaign organization, that is an aberration and against his oath of office. When he took his oath of office, the Constitution is very clear, Mr. President. We all swore that our personal interests will not conflict with our official responsibilities and duties. It is an aberration, it is unconstitutional, it is undemocratic for a paramilitary organization headed by a Controller General to lead a campaign organization to the President, and they were welcomed. So that this will not continue, Mr. President, so that very soon we will not begin to see the IG attending the next APC convention on June 23rd. So that we will not see the Chief of Army Staff shouting APC in some of the campaigns. We must, as a Senate, take a very strong decision today to protect our institutions. Mr. President, we are creating great men when we are supposed to be creating great institutions. The statement of Mr. President and the reason for allowing all these people to make this type of political affiliations despite their offices is reducing these institutions. And our responsibility as a Senate is to protect these institutions, to build them and preserve democracy. So, Mr. President, for the language the President used on the Senate, on the National Assembly, as I speak to you, Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari have signed my bill. The bill I moved on this house and was passed. The bill on jungle justice has been signed into law by the same Mr. President. So if the President wants to know what we are doing in the National Assembly, that is one of the things we are doing. As I speak with you, Mr. President, I have 2 bills that are already on the table of the President waiting to be assented. waiting for the signature of Mr. President. In all these over 10 years, we have passed budgets, Mr. President. Even the fight against corruption, that is the cardinal objective of this administration, the EFCC and the ICPC are products of our labor in this National Assembly. They were instituted as a result of our enactment. So I want to say that the National Assembly have been carrying out our functions in accordance to the provisions of the 1999 Constitution and all our extant laws. So I want to call that Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari for using this unparliamentary, unpresidential, unconstitutional language in the National Assembly, apologize to the National Assembly. I call on him to apologize to the National Assembly for using such a language. And that is where most of the appointees draw their inspiration from. That is why they disregard this National Assembly and even refuse to accept summons. I want to say finally, Mr. President, that we must also as an institution take a decision where heads of parastatals, ministries and agencies of government will continue to involve themselves in politics when by their calling, by their oath of office, they are not supposed to. Finally, I repeat again, the Nigerian Customs is a paramilitary organization. The Controller General of Customs is a rank. If he were wearing his uniform like I proposed earlier, he wouldn't have led the Buhari organization to meet with the president. So we must discourage such acts before we begin to see the Chief of Air Staff calling the slogan of a political party. Thank you very much and God bless you.